Emotions are currents of energy that pass through us, affecting our physical and mental state of being. Each emotion has distinct effects on the mind and body brought on by a simple thought, feeling, behavior, or even pleasure. Awareness of these currents of energy is the first step in learning how our experiences come into play and why. It is our emotions that allows us to experience and enjoy the beautiful things in the world. And it is also our emotions that warns us of any threats or dangers that this world presents. The goal here is to channel emotions in a way that will help you so you can release them and move forward in your life. Self-awareness helps us to understand our emotions. We must learn to recognize how they show up and how to deal with them. As humans, it's natural for us to feel certain emotions. The more you accept them, the easier it becomes to handle them and release them. Again, it's dangerous to suppress your emotions because instead of dealing with the cause of the emotions, we run into meaningless distractions or addictions like drugs and alcohol to suppress them, not allowing us to recognize what emotional state we are in. Our emotions give meaning to things we are experiencing. And if we suppress our emotions, we are unable to be aware of what our emotions are trying to tell us based on our current situation. So when we are experiencing emotions that are frustrating, overwhelming, disappointing, worrisome, discouraging, fearful, doubtful, pessimistic, or feeling anything that makes us feel powerless, we begin to feel uncomfortable, which is absolutely normal. Experiencing these emotions are just telling us that there is something in our current environment that needs our attention and that needs to be addressed. We've all experienced these emotions at one point in our lives. And when we experience emotions like these, it is so essential that we take care of ourselves in these very moments, which will be key to managing and moving through them. One key way to managing uncomfortable emotions is to be aware of the present moment. When you are in the present moment, you will be able to recognize the emotions you are currently feeling, which will allow you to understand why you are feeling the way you do. Sometimes when we are too focused on the future, it causes us to worry, doubt, and have uncertainties and fear about what's to come. And if we are too focused on things that has already passed, we relive and recreate these past emotions by thinking about them. Doing this takes away from the present moment and causes more unnecessary suffering within you. Even if our present moment isn't ideal, we have to look at how we are judging the situation. If we perceive our situation to be bad, we often project this suffering into the future as well, expecting it to continue. Although the situation isn't ideal and we may not be able to do anything in the moment to change the situation, one thing we can do is change how we perceive the situation. Now, this is much easier said than done when you are going through it. But again, it is our minds that are projecting more suffering than we are actually experiencing. That's why it's so important to bring your attention to the present moment. By becoming aware of the present moment, we minimize the suffering we are experiencing. It also allows us to stop thinking by intentionally focusing your mind on the present moment. To focus on the present moment, there are a few things you have to do. First, become aware of the moment. Notice what's happening with what you are thinking and feeling. This gives you the power to influence and control your thoughts and emotions. When your thoughts are focused on things you lack or are missing, uncomfortable emotions will arise. So take a moment to shift your attention to what it is that you desire to have and imagine yourself having it. This should bring about feelings of joy, happiness, and peace. Think about it as already being a part of your life instead of a missing component in your life, and your emotions will shift. Remember, don't focus too much on how it's going to happen, as that will only cause you to be put back in uncomfortable emotions. Just simply focus your attention on already having it, which will cause your emotions to shift in a more positive, relaxed state. Then Notice the things happening inside of your body. Become aware of life inside of you instead of focusing what's outside of you. Focus on your breathing. Appreciate your lungs and your heart. Notice there is air filling up your lungs and coming back out. Place your hand against your chest and feel your heart beating against your chest and be at peace, knowing that you are alive and you are well and you are safe. Listen to the silence and the sounds around you and appreciate your ears for being able to translate these things for you to understand. Focus on the essence of you being here in existence and allow yourself to simply be. Then shift your attention to all of the things you currently have. Take inventory of what it is that you currently have. I currently have a roof over my head, electricity, running water, food, clean clothes, a bed, and begin to ask yourself what is right in this moment. What is beautiful? What do you appreciate? Then I always encourage myself and say, it will be okay. I will overcome this. This storm will pass. I will get through whatever obstacles that I may face. It's important that we regulate ourselves when we are feeling uncomfortable emotions. And the fastest way to manage uncomfortable emotions is to be aware of the present moment. Remember, this takes time, so be patient and kind with yourself as you learn to be self-aware in the present moment. Previously, I asked you to go in depth to become emotionally aware of your triggers that causes you to be upset or when uncomfortable emotions may arise. I asked you to think of ways that you can deal with such situations where you remain at peace and level-headed. Being mindful of the present moment allows you the opportunity to try the different techniques you came up with to manage uncomfortable emotions when they arise. Always reflect on what worked and what has not, and constantly find ways to improve on whatever best suits you. This world is our learning grounds, and you will have ample opportunities to be able to improve yourself in managing uncomfortable emotions. It may be difficult at first for some, but with time and patience, you will get there. Never give up on yourself. Another way to managing uncomfortable feelings is journaling or using some creative writing. Write down exactly what you are feeling, why you are feeling it, and whatever other things that is coming to your mind. Release it onto the paper. This helps you to articulate what's going on inside of you and can provide insight into the root cause of your discomfort. Every reaction and thought we have has a driving force to it. The driving force is an unconscious belief that influences how we think, feel, and act. Sometimes we may find it hard to become aware of our deeper emotional responses to situations because most of the time we are unaware of what's happening beneath the surface. Journaling allows us to dig deeper on the root cause of our painful emotions. Start by asking yourself why repeatedly until you get to the core issue and that there is no other why to answer. This will help you dig deeper and discover what is causing the emotion you are feeling. When you journal, ask yourself, how do you feel? Why? Why does this bother you or affect you? Why do you feel this way about it? Why? Some additional questions to ask yourself to discover where the belief came from is, are there any benefits from feeling or reacting this way? What are they? Where or who did I learn it from? What benefits did they receive from it? Are they right? How do you know? Keep probing and asking yourself until you get to the core of the issue. Remember that the things we endured as a child could possibly be the root cause on why we behave the way we do as an adult. Keep that in mind when you are constantly asking yourself, why? Throughout this course, we will discuss other ways to assist you in managing uncomfortable emotions within yourself to remain at peace and aligned. But for now, I want you to practice and focus on being in the present moment, as this is the most powerful way to unlocking the life you truly desire to live. Practice this until it becomes second nature. I promise you will never live life the same again.